Hello everyone, I am Agnese Augello from CNR, the National Research Council of Italy. In this video we'll present the activities of CNR in the ELOQUENCE project, where we lead work page 5. The aim is to test and showcase the impact of ELOQUENCE technologies in real-world scenarios that are characterized, of course, by various challenges, particularly the need to interact with agents that operate ethically and safely. So across the pilot, we have an interactive playground, acting as a shared environment where the results from the other work packages converge, and allowing for the orchestration of interactions and, of course, the collection of feedbacks from the pilots. The pilots are organized in two main scenarios of interaction. We have domestic and social context and contact centers. Each pilot introduces unique challenges and produces meaningful resources, such as datasets, evaluation metrics. Furthermore, through the pilots, the ELOQUENCE technology will be tested in multiple languages to verify performance across different linguistic and cultural settings. Among the case study, for example, call centers are among the earliest and most widespread application of chatbots, and the early system relied on script-based dialogue. In this context, the pilot led by Emilia focuses on the creation of advanced agents, providing information about enterprises without extensive retraining. Adaptability, reliable information retrieval, intent understanding, and generation of empathetic answers are the main challenges for this case study. Another pilot, led by Novisat, focuses on supporting parents and junior medical staff in newborn care and emergency situations. Conversational agents can provide an initial context to gather information and triage requests, helping reducing the workload for medical staff while preserving, of course, their control over critical situations. It is a critical domain, and timely and reliable responses are essential. The pilot also collects a multimodal audio corpus of unstructured Serbian language and, of course, expert-validated dialogues. Another domain that is increasingly adopted is concern domestic and social scenarios, which are less constrained and require high adaptability to user needs and dynamic context. The pilot led by Telefonica addresses the challenges of providing personalized AI assistance in domestic environments tailored to user preferences and habits, while protecting personal data. This is an issue that has become increasingly important with the widespread adoption of smart home assistants. To safeguard privacy, it is adopted a federated learning approach, training the AI locally and sending only the learned parameters to the cloud, not raw personal data. And the pilot will also create a dataset representing home interaction in Spanish. But let's now focus on the pilot that led by our team at CNR. The aim is the assessment of eloquence in social scenarios, so the ability is to produce ethical and socially appropriate states for the agent. A key challenge is the assessment of biases, social biases. For this reason, the case study focuses on university counseling, because it is a context where cultural and also gender aspects can strongly influence the agent recommendations. However, social biases do not exist in isolation but emerge from cultural norms and social context. To address this, we rely on social theories, both to collect and also evaluate dataset and conversation. So, a key aspect of our pilot is the methodology. A methodology that considers the social context central, not only to provide the agent with knowledge needed to manage the conversation, but also to assess the presence of social biases and the generated dialogues. Because the recommendation provided by the agent should not be flattened in the name of fairness, but carefully tailored to account for the unique characteristics and attitudes of each student. Some attributes, of course, must be protected, such as gender, ethnicity, socioeconomic background, while contextual attributes, such as study interest, careers, goals, must be fully considered and integrated into the recommendation. Another key aspect of our pilot is the generation of synthetic personas representing diverse gender, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and backgrounds. These personas are generated using a persona methodology, but well grounded in personality and attitude models. Each persona is modeled, for example, according to the big five personality traits to ensure psychological realism, and also considering the Rysek model of vocational interest to capture preferences and attitudes towards study and work environments. The agency is prompted to interact with this synthetic persona using prompt engineering to actively elicit and reveal potential biases. It is important to highlight that this approach, this persona-based approach, allows us to simulate realistic interaction without involving real users, preserving privacy, avoiding exposure to potential biased situation, but of course collecting different variegated situations. The pilot will produce a corpus of synthetic dialogues, which will be annotated using both quantitative metrics for bias assessment and sentiment analysis, and also human evaluation, because it is essential to capture subtle social nuances. This pilot is conducted in both English and Italian to examine the influence of language and culture on bias occurrence. So, concluding, work package 5 and the pilots aim to demonstrate how eloquence technologies can move from research to practice, generating valuable datasets, methodologies, and of course actionable insights for the development of next generation ethical and secure conversational agents. So thank you for watching, and I hope this provides a clear view of how eloquence contributes to the development of ethical, reliable, and human-centered artificial intelligence system. Thank you.